Live for a video cast. Testing 1, 2, 3. It is just after 10 p.m. in the evening. Welcome to the stream. I'm calling it a video cast because may not be much to see tonight, but there will definitely be commentary, and we will get to see some stuff. So. There's been some excitement today in my life, but you know, it doesn't look like much has happened here at the launch site. It's still pretty windy here, and it's chilly as well. So I think those two things combined. We're also getting closer to Christmas time, Hanukkah as well. So if you're new to the channel, we're here at the South Texas launch site for SpaceX, and just looking at the orbital launch platform there and booster 9, and it is a kind of a relaxed evening, it seems. You can see the orbital tank farm there. There's not many vehicles here. There are some here, but everything to my right is missing. There's no vehicles or trucks to my right. Oh, let me modify that. There are two trucks to my right, but that's about it. So very empty. Starship 24 is still back there. I didn't see any activity over there when I took a view before getting this location here for the tripod. The booster is still free. It's not connected to this crane, so it's still standing free. Can't really see much. That's a little better. I have my hand over there to block some of that light. There's another shot I can get if I take this to the left toward my truck, and so I'll move the tripod over there in a little bit, but I'll start off here, and then we'll get a better shot of the tower and the booster a little bit later. Bob Brink, greetings from Bug Sky Country, Billings, Montana, says Bob Brink. Good evening. Hey, Carl. Evening. Bug Sky Country, huh? Billings, Montana. I never been to Montana, so I've been to Idaho, but never. Big Sky, I got you. Never been to Montana. Good stuff. They do a lot of sweat lodges, I think, out there, or some people do. Montana area. Snow and cold, huh? I got you. All right. Let me zoom in on the platform here. Can't see much. I don't see any. There may be one lift, possibly. That might be a lift. Fat fingers. Yeah, there may be a lift up there. Maybe two. I don't know if that's the chopsticks or a lift we're looking at on the top right. Looks like it could be some type of maybe that's the chopsticks, but on the bottom left, looks like maybe this is a lift over there on the bottom left of the platform. I've got a couple things besides the SpaceX stuff here. We're getting toward the end of the year, and there's always foreclosure. There was bank auctions where they sell off real estate at a lower price sometimes. So if in the past I have bought a few properties, two houses in the past. I bought them one time. The first time was like for $8,500 or something, and the second time I bought a house for like $1,800. So, but after the closing costs, it was another $500, and then so we're coming up on a time of year where you can where some of the houses they get starting bid is $1. So there's a website called auction.com. I'm giving away the keys to the palace here, but there is a website called auction.com. Many people won't take any action on this, so it won't be much competition. But yeah, and in the past, going back many years, maybe 6 years, not many, but it's a good amount of years. I did start going to that website after I learned about it, and there's going to be some auctions coming up where you can buy houses for less than $10,000. You can do it all year round, but maybe it's a little bit more. The banks want to get rid of certain houses off their list. So with the auctions closing on December 20th and 21st coming up, you might be able to get some one or two or more houses if you were interested in that sort of thing. The different banks, they buy up these properties, just through foreclosures, and then they hold them for like 2 years, and then they got to get rid of them after maybe 2 years. So they've been vacant. So you can search on that website for vacant properties and not foreclosures, but bank-owned properties that they've had for 2 years, and you might be able to get a really good deal. Whether you want to rent it out or fix it up or live in it or sell it, flip it, you might be able to make a cool $5,000 or something at least. If you bought a house for less than $10,000, maybe you did a little work on it, maybe you trimmed some of the weeds outside or some of the bushes, and then you put it up for sale at $15,000, you'd probably sell it within 4 months. So that could be a nice way to make a little money. I'm going to give it a shot. I went through the auction.com website today, and I found at least 30 different houses that are going to be going up for sale for auction in the next couple days, starting at $1. And if I can get one or maybe more, that would be pretty nice. And then just sell them or rent them out or move into one of them or something. So that's one thing. Hey, afternoon. Good morning to you over there in Australia, Helena. I saw you join that chat. That was pretty awesome. So there is I created a chat group this morning on something called Group Me. Move into one of them. Yeah, Helena. Yeah. I fixed one up one time and I sold it, but it was a really nice location next to, it was in Missouri actually. In the city of Steelville, Missouri, right in the middle of town, and I could have kept that and just rented it out when I wasn't living there. It would have been nicer to do it that way. Bob, yeah, well, I might have a little bad news coming up a little here, Bob. Carl says, I bought one on tax sale for $1,300. Had to do some work to it and sold it for $110. Yeah, that's right, Carl. Yeah, that's the way, So, yeah, good on you, Carl. If I'd have kept it, the last one I bought and flipped was assessed at $60,000. I sold it for $15,000 for the quick money. I bought it for $2,000. I put about $7,000 into it. So. But it would have been smarter to rent it out and keep it. Yeah, I could have made a lot more. Thanks, Bob. And also, thanks, Carl. Nice to know other people here are doing something similar or have done something similar. Yep. There is I started a chat group here. I put it in the community chat. You might check that out if you're any interest. And the last thing is, well, maybe one of the last things. There's a fireworks. We're coming up on the New Year's, and on Craigslist I found a ad there for. They were looking for somebody to man a fireworks booth. So I put up a. I chose to go ahead with it, and I applied, and I got accepted. So per hour, it's going to be really low money for me, but overall, it'll be over $1,000 probably. I would start on the 20th of this month, so in a couple days, I would start doing it. It's going to be like a 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. kind of thing. So I'm going to be gone from like the 20th of this month until the 31st. I'm going to be at the fireworks station and making some money to pay off some bills, and so I can get nicer food and everything else. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So that's the bad news. But the good news, more good news could be that they may be up for a launch on January 20th, and some other big event's going to be happening on maybe January 6th. So yeah. So I did find 3 people that were interested in working the booths with me, the fireworks sales. So I did put something here on the Ocean Cam thing a little while earlier to say I was looking for people. I found 3 people that I know, and so that's good to go. I got some people to work it with me. Yeah, I'll still check in. Thanks, Helena, for saying that. I'll do what I can to put out interesting content. You know, I'm going to have plenty of time to think things over. And I was thinking of making a video tonight about the bathtub for Elon Musk. You know, on Mars, water per gallon is $1 billion per gallon. I think it's like 200 to 300 gallons in a 3-person hot tub. So that would be $200 to $300 billion if you want to take a hot tub on Mars. So I was going to make like a YouTube short video showing that pictorially. You know, hot tub, 3-person hot tub, 200 to 300 gallons, all within like 15 seconds, like one after another, different shots. I thought it'd be a funny thing to do, and put Elon Musk there, put $200 billion, and say even Elon Musk can't afford a hot tub on Mars yet. So I think it'd be a nice short to do. The more effort I put into it, the better it'll be, but it could be a funny thing for people to watch. Another good thing is, you know, since there's fireworks jobs out there, if you're looking for work between now and the end of the year, you could go onto Craigslist and see if there's any fireworks people looking for help. That's some good work that you could get. It's probably low paying, but you might be able to, if you run it yourself, or you know, if they hire you to run it or something, you could make probably several $100s before the end of the year doing that. Helena says, a hot tub on Mars, get all the red dust off, need a lot of filters. Okay. You need a lot of filters. Bob, thanks, Bob. Super. Bob says, hope everything works out for you. Thanks, Bob. Thank you. I don't know if you've seen my face, so I'll get on camera. I should get on camera. I'm holding the umbrella as well. I zoomed out pretty much. Thanks for your support. Keeping it going here. Thank you. After the new year, too, there's a bunch of jobs that open up in February or March for people all over the country, because there's going to be the new presidential elections are going to start running and everything else. If you're looking for work, you could work for either side, the Democrats or the Republicans, but there's going to be a lot of canvassing jobs all around the country. If anyone's looking for work, you could go to there's going to be senators, congressmen running the presidential election. There's going to be all kind of stuff that you can sign up for if you're looking for work next year. Okay, Carl says, person wonder what hygiene will be like for people on Mars. That's a nice comment. And I think toward the end of the year, I will do a video where I say thank you to all the people who've donated with at least their first name, maybe their last name too. But I have a long list, and so I do appreciate it. All the different people that have helped out. And whether it's in chats or whether it's financially or other stuff. Let's see. But Carl, that's exactly it. You know, if water is going to cost, if they were able to bring the cost of water down from $1 billion per gallon to $100,000 per gallon, that's still going to be an expensive smoothie or whatever, right? So hopefully we can find a big water source on some of these moons and stuff, because if the astronauts or if the miners or whoever's working out there on these colonies are, maybe water will be free. Maybe that's something you get when you get up there into space. But if it's not, they're going to have to, I don't know what they're going to be making per hour up there in space, but it's going to be hard to afford a drink. Right? But there's more water off the Earth than on the Earth, so that's the Ocean Camera Space mission, is to get that, not only to get the video imagery of the oceans in the solar system, but to gather some of it up in different containers and make it useful. So if there's over 20 times more water off the Earth than on the Earth in our solar system, then there's plenty of water out there. All we have to do is get that first source of it, you know, make that easily accessible source of water out there off the Earth, and that will open up, it'll make people think about where else there could be water that they get access to easily in space. Yeah. Helena says, I will stick to Earth, thank you. Tom has a peace symbol there. That's good. That's good. Yeah. You know, there's a waterless soap system, right? People who take baths without any water. That's an actual thing, I think. Okay, Carl says recycling isn't the answer because you lose water during recycling and it has to be constantly replaced. Wow. Okay, let me zoom in. Let me. I'll start zooming in on the tower here. I'll get a better shot of something. Let me. We have green lights on the tower, which means it's in a safe state. Anybody can go near the tower right now. So they're not getting ready to do any lifts right now, because if they were, they wouldn't be green color there. Okay, Helena says, I'm fascinated with the mindset of the people wanting to go do this. Mesmerizing. Would love to have a conversation with them. Would be fascinating. So, Helena, are you talking about the people putting this launch center together, or which people are you talking about? Again, Elon is going to be on the Lex Friedman podcast. I'm not sure when that is, but soon. This morning I learned about that, and I mentioned it this morning, but just another FYI. I'd never come across podcast until today. Oh, so the people who want to live on Mars, you'd like to chat with some of those people? I got you. That's cool. Okay, so we got the green lights there. Yep, good stuff. Keep going up. I'm gonna get to the go to the top. Top of the tower looks good. No change there. Let me go down toward the quick disconnect, see if we can see anything. Oh, okay, we passed the QD already. I'm gonna get a different shot from the left here. I'll have to move about 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah, your feet standing on the ground. I got you, Helena. If they came out with a really good ship, maybe, right? Oh, that's what Carl says. I got you. Carl says his feet are stand on the ground. Yep. All right. Lynn says, Lynn Tosh says, Elon, I'd love to talk to the man who's making all this happen. Yeah, that'd be, you know, if Elon chatted with one, well, I mean, at length with one ordinary person, if that's a fair statement, someone who's not like top of the game in any field, just talk with a regular person. I don't know if he does that or when he does it or when's the last time he did that, but that'd be kind of cool, like a little raffle, and whoever wins the raffle gets to chat with Elon on camera for a good 30 minutes. That would be kind of cool. Unscripted, you know, that'd be kind of cool. All right, I'm gonna move to the left here. It's gonna be about a minute or two walking to the left, and we'll get a much better shot of the tower, I think. So we'll see. All right, they're doing some grinding up there. Maybe I'll stay here for a moment. Let me get this shot here. Let me lift this camera up. Okay, so they're doing something over there. Let me see if I can get a better shot from here. Maybe it's some type of scaffolding area that they're working on. This is kind of that's kind of where the, there's no real much better shot of this. That's near where the awning area is with the reel that raises the whole thing up. We're gonna move to the other place anyway. Let me leave this area. Yeah, so they're doing some grinding over there. We're gonna move over. I'm gonna move. Come this way. Possibly we might be able to get the shot. Yeah, this will be a good spot. This is not where I was planning to move to, but we'll get that later. We'll get some of this grinding first. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's the top. You can see it there. The reel, that blue reel underneath there. So they're doing something to the roof there or something to that area. See if I can see anything else. See if we can see anything else here. You know, I saw something today. I uploaded some video of the and some photos as well. If you're a member, you can check out, on the community section, I uploaded a link to a bunch of photos for when they moved the booster here. And I saw something different on the fins on the side of the booster. We can't see it here at night, but there's slots in the bottom fins of the booster. I think before it was all one piece, but then now they made them all separate. Like each, say, one fin. Normally it's just one long fin on the bottom of the booster. Now it has these slots in it where it's not a continuous fin. It's broken up into several pieces. You might check that out on some of the photos, maybe in some of the video too, but definitely in the photos. So it's kind of a new design there for the fin, the bottom fins of the booster. Because I could see air. It wasn't a solid fin. But yeah, I got a bunch of photos and I did upload those in the members page. I put it on the community section there. There's a bunch of good photos there. Some with you could see the sunlight as it was shining on the top of the Starship. Looks like they maybe cut off a piece of metal there from the top of the roof. That's kind of weird. Yeah, so anything else going on in your neck of the woods? That would be my last question maybe. What's going on around the world? Anything, what have you been focusing on? I spent a bit of time today in the library. They got some, there's since we don't get a lot of sunlight out here right now, so the solar panel that I have, it's kind of in a swampy area right now. There's a lot of mosquitoes around it and everything else, but so I've been going to the library to recharge my batteries on the microphone, on the on the iPhone, and on the mics and other stuff. Okay, good. Carl says the big highlight of my day was eating pizza. Good stuff. Yeah, I bought some orange juice today too. Oh, that's cool. Pizza sounds good. Pizza, huh? How about a grilled cheese? That sounds good to me right now. Grilled cheese, that would be pretty nice. On some toast. Wow. I had some papaya today, this evening. Papaya is pretty affordable and it's in season down here in Texas, so you can buy it in the HEB and one of the different supermarkets at a good price. So I'm enjoying that. Bob says the snow removal and setting up Christmas lights and display. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Christmas lights. A bunch of the stores around here now have Christmas lights in them, so it's getting out there. We're getting real close to Christmas. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, tomato soup would be nice too. Yeah. Oh, wow. Maybe some fresh tomatoes cut up. Yeah. Wow. Sitting. Wow. All right. So let me see if we can see anything else with this guy. What's going on there? Pickles in the grilled cheese. You know, I was thinking pickles. I didn't want to mention it, Carl. Carl says I put pickles in the grilled cheese, in your grilled cheese. I was thinking pickles. I didn't want to mention it. Little slices, right? That would be real nice. I could use some of that right now myself. Some of that sour taste, right? That'd be kind of nice. Okay, it's awesome. Wow. All right, I'm gonna move the camera. We'll get a shot of maybe the Starship and possibly after that the tower again from a different spot. So pretty quiet here tonight. See, there's a bunch of some trucks along this way. Maybe okay, there's some venting from up there in kind of the orbital tank farm. Not big venting, but they got some venting going on. I don't see any tankers here, no trucks coming in with any fuel or anything like that. We'll get a shot of the Starship. Yeah, I guess I'll put the tripod down. Let me get this tripod down. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so not much going on over there. Looks like there is a light. Oh, that's just a reflection. Okay. Some kind of light. Yeah, they got a light behind the Starship for whatever reason. You can see there on the right, on the base. That's like a spotlight in the back, on the bottom. There's one on the left too. So I think those are new. Those two spotlights, the one on the left and the right. I guess it's pretty dark, so they just want to keep it lit up here. But it's pretty clean, you know, that they got that really cleaned up nicely. No dirt or anything. A lot of times there's a pile of dirt sitting right over there in front of the Starship. You know, they were doing a lot of, they had a lot of aggregate over there over the last several days. 4 days ago, maybe. Gravel and other stuff. We are looking at a road closure on Monday, I believe. So 2 days from now, there's going to be a road closure for some reason, unless they cancel it. They've got it as a possibility. I haven't checked in a couple days. So maybe tomorrow we'll see a lot of activity. If there's going to be something happening on Monday, maybe we'll see a lot of activity tomorrow. Because today's Saturday, so tomorrow will be Sunday. So maybe this is a calm before the storm, and we'll get to see a bunch of stuff happen on Monday, Tuesday. That's how it was last week. I think about a week ago we had one day where there's like nothing happening, and then the next day they kicked it back into gear again. So maybe we're just seeing a little lull here, and then maybe it'll pick up at the start of the week, possibly Sunday. So we'll see how it goes. All right, Tip, we're going to get the next spot. Just a little bit past this light over here, we'll get a much better shot of the tower. Let's see if we got anything. Let's see how far. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. I could do two different types of things. I could get the shot from here, and or I can keep walking down that way and get it from by the Lab Padre truck. I'll do it here. I'll get up in the back of my truck here, and we'll get the shot from here too. Get the shot. Hey, Sir Chris, nice to see you. Good on you. It's pretty cool. Carl Kringle and Sir Chris Kringle. I love it. Yeah, I will. I think I will also get the shot further to the left. It'd be nicer to get that shot tonight of the chopsticks. We'll be able to see a much better shot to the left here. So the booster, we can barely make the booster shot out on the right. Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Can't really see the top of the booster there. I want to see it, but I can't see it. I'll check it out tomorrow morning. Kind of an interesting pattern there at nighttime. Kind of like one of those Lego stick kind of things. What's it, Jenga or whatever? Where you gotta take out the stick. Jenga, I think. Okay, Carl says, was someone working on the ship? Quit QD arm. I don't know. I thought, well, maybe someone was there, but let me get that shot again. We'll get it again. We'll check it out. See if you see any movement up there. I'm in the back of the truck, so I might be causing some of the shaking, and we can see some of the cables moving on the right side there. I haven't definitively seen anyone up there. Okay, we have a methane tanker leaving. I think it's a methane tanker. Let me get this shot. Sorry. We're gonna shift dramatically here. No, this is some clean natural gas. I saw this earlier today. Clean energy. I don't know if that's a methane tanker or not. Tell me if you see methane on there somewhere. I don't know if that's a methane tanker. I saw this earlier over at the build site this morning. I didn't take the time to look at all the placards, but it was coming out of the main gate area here, and typically the only thing that goes in that area is a methane tanker, but this is not the typical Stabilis methane tanker, so I don't know if that's a methane or not, but if it is methane, then that would be a good indicator for Monday. It could be some other type of natural gas type thing. I saw the word natural gas on it, but I didn't see any. I didn't really look to see any methane wording. But it did have the green color to it that the methane tankers typically have. So, kind of one of those. It's a mystery. Oh, there's what's going on now? There's two of them. All right, so there's something going on over there. Here's another one. What does it say? It says natural gas, LNG, CNO3, I think. Yeah. All right, so there are a couple tankers back there doing something. That's big news. They're doing something back there. Cool, Helena. So you just did the trip back here and then back to Australia in a blink of an eye, huh? That's pretty cool. As far away as Houston? Wow, it's a 5-6 hour drive, Houston to here. Wow. Okay, Carl, I got you. About, you don't see the person. Okay. There's this crane here too, and it's not connected to anything, but it is here, and maybe eventually they'll use that to lift the booster onto the platform. But for the moment, it's just kind of facing southeast. All right. I didn't see those tankers when I was looking in the main gate, so they were somewhere on the pad, but not in the typical tanker area. I don't think. So. I was going to get the shot here of the chopsticks when I changed the direction. We got a good shot of that green light there. That's what I was going for, that area there. Got a nice shot. Like a Green Lantern kind of thing, you know? It's a comic book character. Green Lantern. But those two tankers that left, I've never seen that type of design on the side of the tanker before. I've never seen it where it said LNG. I thought, well, maybe it was going to the liquid natural gas facility over there at the build site. There's that large white building. That's an LNG facility. Look, and they have the 5 stacks over there, over at the main build site here at Starbase. So I thought it was coming from there or going to there, but I didn't. I'm very surprised to see 2 of those things here. Yeah. Tankers. The imagery of I got the close-up of the booster coming by where we could see underneath. That video, in that description of that video, I put a link to the higher quality video that you could download. I think it's like 600 megabytes, but that has like twice the imagery. If you were to take that video and on YouTube put it into the HD 1080 quality of that video, that would still be at least the link in the description will take you to a video that's at least twice as good as what you could see there on YouTube in the 10, so you could check that out if you were interested in seeing more of the detail of the carriage of the underneath of the booster and much higher quality imagery. So I put it in the description of that video, and I also put it in the community section here if you want to look at it, find it that way. Originally I made that a members only, and then I deleted that and just put it for everybody to be able to have access to. But the photos are still, I have another folder with some photos of that same stuff and some additional stuff, and that's in the members only area. But if people were to request it, or if it didn't get any views in the members only area, then I would maybe put it into the everybody able to have access. All right, so that's kind of a cool shot. I think I'll move in a little bit to the next spot here. Getting kind of late. I started late, so I apologize. I wasn't sure I was going to go live, so but we are live, so. Let me lock this in. This pattern with the tower, with the dark and the different lines, I think it's just really cool. One thing I'd like to do, Helena just mentioned Vortex. You know the OceanCam logo? I've been thinking I might try and find somebody that can turn that into a 3-dimensional image, because it is a vortex. It's supposed to be a vortex seen from above, the 2 lines and the circle between them. We're looking at all these lines here on the tower, but I tried to find something that would turn it into a 3D image, and I found the STL file for 3D printing, but I want to maybe turn that into a more visibly vortex type of picture. Maybe I would have to just print one out and start make it with paper or something like that, and but if there were a way to do that without actually printing and without making it, that would be kind of cool. I might try and find someone on Fiverr.com that could turn it into it. Yeah, tonight we have really good visuals on the green lights. Some nights we don't have very good visibility, and the lights don't really come out, but tonight we got it really good visibility. Yeah, so there's a website, Fiverr.com, and I paid someone a couple weeks ago to make that banner on the OceanCam YouTube. But one of the next things might be to do to find someone that could modify the OceanCam logo and see if I could get it in 3D or something, or spice it up some other way. But I'd like to keep that logo and maybe make it smaller in the circle here on OceanCam, and maybe turn it into a three-dimensional image. Okay, I think I'll zoom out. I'll get ready to move. We're looking at sacred geometry here, kind of in a little ways. Okay, we'll get it going. Get that next shot. See what it looks like. This is going to be probably the last shot, last location I go to, unless something happens. We're going to get the over here, and we'll get the view from the tank farm. Let me adjust the tripod. I mean, it's totally empty here, totally empty. You know, they really celebrate the 4th of July here, and I guess we're coming up on Christmas and Hanukkah. So, you know, there's probably another major holiday here, so that's why it's so few vehicles. I'm gonna keep moving a little bit further to the left, but I'll stop here and get a little shot. Carl says, not too much happening here. 2 boom lifts on the orbital launch mount and not much activity. It's just a little, I'll keep moving, here we go. Oh, they got some red lights here on the tank farm area. Almost at the position, almost there. There's a bunch of dunes here, what I'm walking on. Okay, we're almost there, here we go. Good night, Sir Chris. Yeah, it's currently, what time is it here? It is 11:01 Central Time, so yeah, it's late here in the in this area of the world. We got a pretty good view at the top of the booster there right now. Better than before. Nice chatting with you earlier today, Sir Chris. There's a flock of birds above. Kind of interesting. Okay. Cool. Right on, Chris. Right on. Here we can actually see the QD. Awesome, Helena. In the backyard, waiting, listening to Ocean Cam with birds chirping in the background. 1:03 p.m. Good stuff. That's a real nice thing to read there. Thanks. It looks like we're looking at a picture from the moon or something like that. This is like the lunar rover, and you can see the small details on the ship. I don't know how many millions of miles away or whatever. Ah, new beehive. That's cool. Awesome. 2 sets. Good stuff. Huh. I have some raw honey in the truck. I put it in a lot of different things. Now, I buy some rice cakes at the Walmart. It's a store we got here in the U.S. And then I put, sometimes I'll put some raw honey on the rice cakes. Get rice cakes for like $3.50. Honey is kind of getting expensive here in the U.S., but I'll either use some honey, or sometimes I'll put some coconut oil on the rice cakes with some sea salt, and it's a nice snack. You like salt too, huh? Yeah, I could use some, you know, what is it called? Miso soup. I could use some miso soup right now. That has some salt in it. That'd be kind of cool. Fermented garbanzo bean miso soup. That would be nice. You know, the yellow miso. I don't do any. I try and stay away from soy sauce, but I could use some of the garbanzo miso soup. That would be nice. Yep. Maybe with some seaweed in it too. But only if the seaweed didn't come from the waters around Japan or China. I'd like to get, if there's any. I stopped eating seaweed because a lot of it does come from the Sea of Japan. But yeah, that's tasty. Looks a little bit different tonight, the chopsticks. Is that a string between the two? It looks like they have the chopsticks tied up together with a string. I'm gonna try and zoom in and see if that's just not something on my lens here. They've done that in the past. We might be seeing, yeah, they are tied together, the two chopsticks. Maybe they want to make sure the wind didn't blow them apart or something. We had some really strong wind today. Yes, that's not the microphone. That is the actual ambient sound. I'll unplug the mic here just so you get a better sound of that. You'll get some ambient sound. I'm going to be not able to talk as well, but you'll hear me. Go ahead. All right, you have the ambient sound now. Yeah, that whistling is from the area here. In. The real YT, good to see you. Yeah, that is the whistling noise from Starbase. Yep. I don't know why. I don't know what's causing it. They got a lot of different pipes and stuff over here. So there is a lift on the left side there, maybe a blue lift right over there. Carl says they vent excess pressure from boil off at times. I'm just guessing, but it might be caused by that. Yeah, that's a good explanation. Sure. There's more than one type of gas here too, so could be one of a few different things. Lift. I like that. Lift. You got to do it where you're almost about to die, right? Lift. It's like something's, yeah, I got you. This could almost be like a waterfall or one of those Chinese dragon scenarios. You know, you go into the Chinese restaurant and they have this really complex design. It could be something like that. You know, the pictures on the walls in some of the Asian restaurants, they have this kind of scenery. The Golden Palace or something like that. The Jade Emperor. I think it works better when we're a little closer. Maybe something like that. Okay, I'll do another 2 more minutes and then I'll wind it down. This will be probably maybe the final 2 minutes there. Looking good, those chopsticks are looking good. We can see that scaffolding just sticking out from the bottom of the screen there. Some of that might turn out to be part of the berm in the future. They may concrete all that into a wall, you know. I believe that's what we're seeing. All that scaffolding or whatever is going to be, there's going to be a wall there. You can see it on the bottom. This yellow area here goes all the way across, and that's going to be that's the form for the concrete that they're pouring for that berm wall, which extends from the left side of the screen all the way behind the tanks here on the left. Continues all the way to the left. So when that berm is finished is probably when they're going to be able to do a launch. So it's kind of important for them to finish that berm. And that's what we're talking about. This after they pour the concrete, and once it hardens, then they'll take away that form, and it'll be able to stand on its own. Carl says concrete is the second most prevalent building material on Earth, surpassed only by water. Oh wow, wow. You know, yeah, interesting. Okay. Well, one of the cool things, concrete has like sometimes it'll have 3 times as much sand as it does have cement, or sometimes it'll have, sometimes the proportions change. Sometimes it'll be 3 times sand, 2 times cement or Portland, and then 1 time lime. So 3 to 2 to 1 ratio. Sometimes it'll change depending on what they're doing, but the sand inside of the concrete is sometimes the largest thing in it. You know, that's what I initially thought, but then I read the rest of your comment there. And water, surpassed only by water. Yeah. Get a shot of the bottom of the platform here. This camera doesn't really do it justice, but it's pretty good at nighttime shots compared to the Nikon at nighttime. It almost, I guess we're looking at the table underneath the orbital launch platform, but you know, it's that black thing underneath there that's up against it. But it doesn't bulge down, but it does. It looks almost like it is bulging down, but it doesn't. It's a flat table on the bottom there. Okay, Carl says, and with all the sand we see, there's a shortage of usable sand for building purposes. Really? Carl, that's true? Wow, that's kind of interesting. I know there's a lot of sand in some of the deserts around the world. And I'm kind of surprised that there would be a lack of usable sand. Very interesting. You know, I was thinking one time that maybe we could ship some of our, maybe we could do some trade with some of the African countries, ship, I forgot what it was, but we could ship something to them and they would ship us sand. Maybe we would ship them dirt and they would ship us sand, or I forgot what the exchange was, but I was thinking a little bit along, not because of a shortage of sand, but I was trying to think of a way the different countries could, you know, have more trade a while back, 2-3 years ago. Sand, huh? Wow. Let me read that again. Carl says, different sand has different textures. Sand that blows around like desert sand is too rounded. Most beach sand is also, wow, too rounded. So you need flatter sand, is that what you're saying? Is what they need for construction? I guess the more pancake a particle of sand is, the better it will stick to something. But if it's too rounded, it's harder to stick. Is that what you're saying? That's a pretty good shot of the base of the booster. Let me see if I get the sharper edges so it bonds with the cement. Wow. Sharper edges. Wow. Let me see if I can get a little better shot of the. I'm going overboard here on time, but you know, I'm not going anywhere. But I did say I was going to end soon. But let's see. So this is the area I was talking about earlier. We're looking at the bottom of the booster. We can't necessarily see it, but this area here, the bottom fins of the booster, if you get a clear shot during the daytime, you can see light. You can see there's some changes in the color of the fin there, and I think that's because that's the point where there's during the daytime you'll be able to see daylight through that section there, because it's not a continuous fin. It's broken up. Like if you had a feather, if you had an arrow and you cut some of that, the fins or the veins at the back of the feather, I mean at the back of the arrow. So if you were to cut that so it's not a solid piece of fin, that's what they did. They have some space between these. This is a single fin. In the past it used to be one long fin, but now they've cut it into sections. So there are different sections of the fin, which used to be one fin, now it's many. You'll be able to see daylight through that during the daytime. Or if you look at some photos, I did upload some photos, and you can see that in the members section. Yeah. I'm not trying to promote the member section. I just thought that whole group of photos that I did upload was better to put it in the member section than into the just for anybody to have access to. So. All right. I didn't think we'd get such a good shot of the base of the booster, so that's why I kind of kept doing some filming here. We have a pretty good shot of the booster, so. We don't really have a good shot at the top, but we do have the bottom of the bottom. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, I'll zoom out here. I see in the chat. All right, good. It's been a good show. Been a good talk. Let's see where things go here at SpaceX. Not sure when things are going to happen, but they're moving. They're moving forward. They're getting it done. Carl says the ongoing surge in demand for sand has made it a scarce commodity. This natural resource is commonly used in computer microchips, construction, and is an active ingredient in cosmetics. Would they be able to electrocute sand or something to make it break up into sharper pieces? Is there any way of having an effect on sand that so you kind of break it into pieces, the sand particles, so that it would be more usable? Or with some kind of, maybe with some higher frequency sound, they could hit it with a sound wave that would, you know, you can break glass, but maybe you can break sand with a very strong ultrasonic sound wave or something. Yep. Things to think about. Carl says, I think if they try crushing it, then they have a powder. Okay. Well, that's a good spot to leave it off on. Something to think about, if there's a way to crush sand so you get sharper edges and stuff like that, you know, or something like that. I'll read the last thing he said. The sharper edges so it bonds with the cement. Interesting. All right. All right. All right. Okay, good night. Wherever you're watching this from, whenever you're watching it from this side of the planet to the other side of the to the other side of the dimension from this side of the planet to the other side of the dimension. Ciao. Yep, says Helena. Good stuff. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.